Let's rumble. Now, this music is just badass. I am liking this. I'm getting stunned by the entry music. Isn't that awesome?
Just luck of the draw.
I'm telling you, that's great. Hello, fans and friends and family.
Randomly picking things.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the best way to play it. Mm-hmm. I am your host. This is Chris. With me, as always, is Tanya and Billy.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, Billy. Oh, God, we did that in stereo and everything.
We have scared everyone else away.
Yes, we scared everyone. The studio is very empty today. I got a whole ton of bobbleheads, Tanya and Billy.
Yay.
And nobody on the phone and anything.
No, that's like so strange because I'm waiting to hear, hi.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. Sybil.
After I made sure the phones worked and everything.
I know. My God.
I know. He's like, I got the phones working. I'm like, well, we're not calling Deanna. He's like, oh, okay. And then you come in. We're like, we're not calling Sybil. Billy's like, oh.
Okay. I'll just call people.
Yeah, no, you can call me.
I'd like to order a pizza.
You can call me and put me on delay. It'll be great. I'll start talking to myself.
No, because I had asked Dan if he was coming up to podcast today because he has been avoiding coming up here. He says he doesn't have the voice nor the face for radio.
Oh, jeez. You know, he's always putting himself down. He's always putting himself down.
Has he ever heard Brother Weeze and John DeTulio?
I know, seriously. You know, the couple of times we actually did have Dan up here in the early days.
I have heard both of them in the morning.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's why I always thought DeTulio was the heir apparent to Weeze because he needed somebody with the right voice.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, this is Monkey Business.
Okay, we're done.
It's the studios at WFC3. And we are talking to you yet again as we're getting ready for Flower City Comic-Con 2017.
We're recording this at the end of April. We have less than a month to go.
I know,
4
seriously.
weeks. Now, I must admit, I'm kind of in panic mode.
Why?
Let's see. I've got travel arrangements still to take care of.
And
I got to get a car service company.
And you will.
We have 4,000 plus badges and lanyards to start putting together once the badges arrive.
And that's what we have teenagers for.
Yes. We heard that it's not child labor if they're our own children.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, between you, me, and Brian, we have about 5
You have one, I have 2, and he has 2.
2, yes. So we've got 5.
We got 5 teenagers, and then you have 1 sub-teenager, and so does Brian has 1 sub-teenager.
Yeah, I don't know how long the sub-teenagers
I don't think either of those smaller kids would probably be able to hang in there on that.
Between that and like the last minute going, what can I get to have available for the guests? What do they like to drink? What do they like all those final little logistics type things.
I'm going to Tivana for Colin Baker and Terry Malloy.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that they have the whole proper British spread up so that we can have like tea and all that stuff.
I thought Heather was bringing some of the stuff up for
she
Terry,
can. I want to have extra.
Okay.
It was always good.
So it's like all...
Guys, I like tea too, and I'm going to be talking a lot since I'm managing a lot of panels.
Yeah. So that's the stuff where I'm like kind of in panicking mode because... And I didn't do this year what Susan said to do last year, which I did do last year.
Was it the countdown?
It's the 6-month countdown where you count backwards from the convention back to where you need to start doing certain things. And that was such a great thing last year. And I do have a little thing, and I've been writing down certain things that I had to order this by this and this by this. And like we need the program stuff by tomorrow so Jeremy can get to it. And it's just like all that stuff that I'm like, I'm inwardly freaking out, but I've been freaking out.
Just to give you one more cause of pause, just remember there's still a month between now and then where based on our past efforts, a guest could get ill.
No, we already lost a guest.
I'm about to say. Luckily, we don't have. Joni Shortcake Cunningham.
Oh, I know.
Erin
my
Moran.
God, poor Erin Moran passed away yesterday. That's
For people that don't know, I just threw the headphones down to go after Billy for saying that.
Yeah, no, but
Lost
we already
my phone.
We had the unfortunate business with Richard Hatch passing away earlier this year, and we were really,
last year
really
Georgiana Steele got sick.
Yeah,
right.
So we had our
hopefully
incident
nothing
already.
like that happened.
Hopefully
Knock on wood.
Not our third.
You know,
We've had 2.
we've had 2, but 1 per convention.
hopefully that's it.
So that's it. You know, it's
So
okay.
who next year?
Who next year?
No! Stop it! Really?
It's like the Bonanza curse. It's the FC3 curse. Don't be the first guest we sign on. That's all. It's all.
I did get a name earlier this week, which I'll share with you later, which I had said, can we push to 2018 that they wanted to kind of pull in for this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Write it down for me. Or text me so I can see it, because I don't want to wait that long. Oh. But anyway, but we're talking about all the little details that we have left, But here's the thing: it's basically it's all just the fine tuning and the details at this point, because the show, the Flower City Comic-Con, right now is technically built. It's built. It's done. The vendor floor is sold. The artist alley is sold. The VIPs have all been signed. The contracts are signed. The panel schedule is done. The attractions have been signed on. The gaming room is on paper set up. We have the Starship simulators coming. We have the various groups that are coming in to do demonstrations. We have everything in place at this point. The show is built. It's amazing feeling, by the way, to say that. And, now we have the details. Now we have the details.
What I'm freaking out about.
But there's nothing to freak out about. You know why? Because you're brilliant at this, and you've pulled it off once. You'll do it again, and it'll be fine.
And stuff is just going to happen no matter what.
Exactly.
It is. And it's like the thing is, I worry about the things I can't control, and that's the thing. So I'm just like,
so is that why you're always worried about me, huh?
Honey, there's no control for you. There's usually 3 of us trying to wrangle you, and that doesn't work.
That's why there's 7 people on the board, Billy. One is me, and the other 6 are trying to keep me under control.
Yeah. A message came by about that the other day. So
yeah, okay.
Yep.
They're having meetings, but we got this.
We do. We do. This. And if I wasn't worried, then something is wrong.
Right.
That would be the thing.
We shouldn't be complacent and confident, just saying we got
it's
this.
Like
We just making sure the details are done.
Right, and we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's and double checking and triple checking each other and things like that, and things get lost in the shuffle. I'm like, I effed up earlier in the last 24 hours, and I had to go crawling, apologizing to the agent to fix things, and I felt horrible, and everything got fixed, and he said no worries. I'm like, I get it, but I still am like so apologetic because it doesn't look professional on our end. And that's one thing that I absolutely hate, is that we are a professional company and we want to exude professionalism, and when something gets screwed up on our end, that
just remember, our current motto should be, at least we're not United Airlines.
There you go.
And fortunately, none of the airlines that are flying our guests in are United. So I've been double checking all that.
Oh, look, Bruce Boxleitner just got hit over the head with a chair.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's the flight I'm still waiting for.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't think that'll be United, though.
Okay.
We'll get a hot air balloon. It'll be fine. It'll be safer. It'll be a cross-country hot air balloon.
Can we get a TARDIS
ride.
and just send them from one end to
Oh,
the
I know.
other?
My God. Then we can get them all in their prime. That'd be great.
I was asking for a TARDIS the other day.
So... yeah, I mean, it's funny.
This wasn't even the topic for today.
No, that wasn't even the topic. This is what we do. We talk about random stuff. But it does kind of segue nicely, because we can talk about the things that we want for the show as a guilty pleasure.
Oh,
yay!
Billy wanted guilty pleasures. I think part of his guilty pleasure are the Twizzlers in front of him.
Oh, yeah, guilty. Yeah, I guess so. I'm diabetic.
No guilt involved.
Yeah, I guess there's a little guilt.
What's mine?
I don't. Oh, what do you? Milky Ways.
Simply caramel.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
All right.
I've never had those.
So,
would you like one?
Yes, please.
I just want to point out to the 2 diabetics in the room that are going through the sugar snacks.
I'm moderating.
Yeah, okay. Moderating. Hey, and I'm getting things thrown at me now. Awesome. I'm not going to eat this because I'm on the mic at the moment.
So am I.
So the topic...
Me too.
So the topic we wanted to actually talk about, Billy had made a great suggestion, and we were talking about it, is guilty pleasures. The things that nerds love to watch, but they may not be 100% comfortable with admitting to the fact that they watched it. Or
I think everybody has them.
Oh, yeah.
And even for this, it doesn't necessarily have to be a nerd thing. But I was, the new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000 was released on Netflix last week.
Oh, good.
That's a great show. A guy and his robots making fun of bad movies.
Yep.
But I started thinking about what are the bad things that I actually like and don't need a guy and his robots making fun of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can just sit there and watch this and enjoy it, even though I know that it's bad. Obviously, one of my main ones is wrestling. We've talked about that in the past. But I figure everybody's got their own guilty pleasures. Whether it's Milky Way caramels.
Oh, well, that's my chocolate guilty pleasure. I want to say, and people may know this, but one of my guilty pleasures is truly the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You weren't just making that up.
I'm not making that up.
You weren't trying to impress Walter.
No, God, no.
That's funny.
I had seen them back in '94, and then when the show was coming back on, I knew about Kimberly and Trini and Billy and things like that. So, yeah, that's definitely...
That was your thing.
That was my thing. And
well, it's such a popular thing in culture, though. Why would it be a guilty pleasure for you? Why are you embarrassed by the fact that you're big into the Power Rangers?
Everyone comes into because I've been binge watching it again, and like my 18-year-old will come in and he's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Power Rangers," and he's like, "Ugh," and then he turns around and leaves. He's like, "Why aren't you watching like Criminal Minds?" I'm like, "Because that's gotten just a little too strange for me lately," but. Just because of the cheese factor that's in it, because I'm kind of like a little embarrassed about how cheesy it is, but I love it. I'm like a super fan of
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
So is that your Halloween costume next year? You're going to be a Pink Ranger?
I don't really do pink, and I don't do yellow either.
All right, well, you could be a blue or a red
I'll just have
or
to
a green or an orange.
Can we have the Green Ranger?
You could be a legendary Orange Ranger. What's that? You want you want Jason David Frank to come to town
after Austin? Absolutely.
I know a lot of people would actually agree with you on that one.
Yes,
he's a hell of a guy.
He
Absolutely.
is.
I'd love to meet him myself. I mean, especially because we share the last name together. We're related by last name.
Was this like 12 degrees or 10 degrees?
12 degrees of separation.
Yeah. What is it, the Kevin Bacon thing?
Yes, it's 6 degrees of Frank. How about you, Billy? You've mentioned wrestling. Do you have any other guilty pleasures that you like?
I've got a bunch. I was
Riverdale.
just going to Riverdale's good.
I know.
There are a lot of, that's not really guilty pleasure because the ratings are starting to come in and people are agreeing this is a good. Now, I have not personally watched it myself, but people are saying this is a good show.
But to me, a guilty pleasure is something when people come in and you're watching it or you talk
have
about
to quickly flip it or whatever.
And they go, ooh, really? And Tanya, for you, actually, earlier we were talking about movies, maybe on mic, maybe off mic, but well, that thing you do is a great movie, son. But you mentioned I prefer Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yes.
Dirty Dancing,
oh,
really?
No.
That's not even a guilty pleasure.
To me,
it is.
that would be.
You should be. You should be guilty for liking that movie.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, I am kidding you, but no.
I'm going to save my worst one to last because when you were talking about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, one popped into my head that made me go, "Oh yeah, I kind of like that." No,
Voltron's not a guilty pleasure. That's awesome.
Something completely unrelated, but a TV show that you won't believe. They'll go, "Really?" But is
it a recent show or
is
it?
Yeah. But leading up to that. The Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick.
I can't handle Godzilla.
Oh, that was a fun movie.
I thought so, too.
With Jean Reno?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't handle Godzilla.
Oh, come on.
The Matthew Broderick one has gotten panned like crazy.
Oh,
it's
huge.
Considered one of the worst movies.
I love that movie.
The Mystery Science Theater guys did a version in their Riff Tracks outfit where they made fun of Godzilla. But it almost annoyed me because I wanted to keep paying attention to the movie even though I'd seen it before.
Right.
So Godzilla's one. There's a really awful movie from the 70s.
There's a lot of awful movies from the 70s.
It was a comedy, and it's not, despite its title, it's not a science fiction movie. It's a sports movie.
Okay.
It's called The Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
I've heard of it.
It's Dr. J and Stockard Channing. And
no, I like Stockard Channing.
It's the Pittsburgh basketball team are terrible, so they hire a psychic astrologer lady to find players based on their astrological signs.
Oh,
so they become the Pittsburgh Pisces.
Oh my God!
And well, you know what? I would have to go watch that because I am a Pisces.
There's some brilliant Jonathan Winters is in it, and Flip Wilson, and Meadowlark Lyman. There's some talent in there, and the movie's terrible. but I like it. And
I have to send a message to Deanna about this. It has to do with Pittsburgh. We have to see if she's seen it.
Okay, because I saw it at the theater, and it's awful. Dr. J is the star of it, and
that's Julius Erving, right?
Yes, well, maybe the biggest basketball player of it that time. So that's an awful movie. And now the TV show.
At least he admits it.
The TV show that if I'm flipping through the channels,
now he's